Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture, and today we're going over Tinashe's new album called Songs for You. So this is actually her official first album, I want to say. I think she's been doing a lot of mixtapes and kind of like sampling different songs, but really she kind of yeah. So she's actually been pretty much like Charlie XCX, just pretty much like mixtape after mixtape after mixtape, and then you're just like, oh, is this an album? No, it's not an album. Oh, this is an album, but they all feel like albums pretty much. Um, so this one actually, I think, is actually an album, and until I look up and find out this is a mixtape would be ridiculous. But this is okay. Like I don't really. I think I like her new sound that she's doing. Like her attitude is way more confident than before, and I think that it's kind of cool. And I'm also happy that she's now doing her own thing, and she has full control of her own like albums and songs like that, which is really cool. And I really was surprised with the songs in it. It's a very meaningful song. So like yeah, I think the elevation. I like the level up that she's done. Like she's with the lyrics, with the she has a really good rapping skills now. She also has great production and everything. But I think that I think I like this. I like the album more for the storyline of it and some of the beats more than actual like in a full like I don't think I'm gonna run back to it immediately, but at the same time I feel like it's going to I do appreciate listening to it. I think that I am very happy that I listened to it. My favorite album slash mixtape that she's done so far has been Night Ride. I think Night Ride's really good. I think Joyride was supposed to be even better, but it kind of wasn't. I think there's something. I think there's something about her that is addicting. Like you want to hear every song she does. Like her singles are completely top notch for this to leading up to this album, but I also feel like sometimes her songs. I feel like it's kind of like Justin Timberlake back when he did the Future Sex Love Sounds, or when he did 2020 Vision, as when he or 2020 Experience, and I feel like it's just like there's some songs they're good, but then they go on a little too long, and you're like, okay, this is a little too much. This is way longer to have a same type of beat going on for this long. And I also noticed that some of the songs that she did in this album actually are combined from her other songs. Like there's some mixtapes that don't pop up onto Spotify or any other places except for I'm sure it's on SoundCloud. But because of there's some of these songs because of that there's some songs that are I think she wanted to kind of tweak it a bit or add it in. I think this is I think is a great idea in theory with one song, but two or three songs actually, I think. One, two, three. Yeah, three songs. It's pretty much her just like doing one song, and it goes by decently fast, but then you get to the next song, it kind of you feel a little bit tired because you're like, okay, it's the beat kind of tweaked a bit, kind of a light switch up, but it kind of still sounds the same. And even though she's doing different lyrics, even though she's doing different storyline, great. The production and everything, how it doesn't entirely change, kind of gets a little, for me personally, gets a little like exhausting in a way. Other than that, when she has a song on here that's really good, it's really good. Like some of my top favorite ones is Life's Too Short, which is pretty much talking about how she wants to get back with her ex, and how life's too short, they should just do it anyway, kind of thing. But I love the beat in it, and I love one of the things I really love that she always does this before that she word plays a lot of things like. She just bounces around with the production. She's like, I can't really remember the lyrics of it, but it's like, she's like, I want you, on me, and it's like that. And I don't know, like it's really good. And then you go into another one I really like is Hopscotch, which is the next song, and it's really good. I think that it actually gives you a taste of her rapping, and I feel like it's really cool. And it's a very good party vibe. I think it's a great song to play at parties. Another one I really like is the title single or the big single, or the first single, which was "Die a Little Bit" featuring Miss Banks, which is I love Miss Banks. I feel like this song is one of the best songs off the album, vibe wise. I think it's really good. I think it's a complete vibe is what it is, and I really really like it. Another one I like is "So Much Better" featuring G-Eazy. And I really like G-Eazy, even though I know he's problematic in some ways. I really like him, and I think that he just completely glides into that song so easily. And but with that said, a lot of songs have more of a message or more of a storyline going through. So I'm literally decorating this year as the year of breakups because a lot of these songs, a lot of these albums I've gone through. I said this before. A lot of these albums that I'm going through a lot have to do with breakups or how they're dealing with it or how they are looking back at a past ex or seeing an ex pop up again, into their lives. So it's like, oh God, and the feelings come back kind of thing like that. And I feel like with this one, it's pretty much more of she knows she's the baddest bitch. So she's like, you start off with feelings, which is pretty much saying like, she's not even mad about the breakup. She knows she's the baddest, so she's doing just fine. And then you go into life's too short when she's like, okay, I do admit, like, we should get back together because life is too short. And then and you get kind of vibey ones after a while, with Hopscotch, Stormy Weather, which I thought was okay. It kind of felt like it dragged a bit. But I did like the guitar at the end. Save Room for Us, which is another one it goes into. It's pretty much talking about how she knows the ex has moved on with a different girl, but she wants him to save room for them. And this is called Save Room for Us featuring Mac J. So she's pretty much saying save room for us, pretty much saying like when you're done with her, just because it seems like she has confidence that they're definitely going to get back together or something like that. So she's just saying like, don't waste too much time with her before you get back with me, kind of thing. And then it goes into Story of Us, which is more of a love story and talking about how they love each other and everything. They love each other and everything, and how like they have a great love built on trust and stuff like that. So it's a really cute one. And then it goes and you get the revive one and Die a Little Bit, and then you go to Perfect Crime when it kind of talks about how her ex treated her wrong, but they keep on hooking up afterwards, I guess. And so she calls him the perfect crime. She's like, you'll never live a guilty day. Because she's like, and she kind of mentions herself being a masochist, like saying like, I know it's wrong, but this is what we do, kind of thing. And then you go into Cash Race, which is more of a flex song, which I really, really like. And it's the first song you get into that actually talks about, that has a part 1 and a part 2. The part 1's her singing, the part 2 is her rapping, which I think is also linked into a song that she did in Mixtape. Part 2s are always a different song that she added to the song, and it mingles perfectly, but I feel like you get exhausted because it's just, you realize like, oh, I'm still on that song. You go to Link Up, was another vibe song, and then it's mixed in with part 2, which is Naked, was another song that was pushed away but then brought back. Then you go to Touch and Go, where she talks about how the guy keeps sending her mixed signals, and she's trying to fight for the love, but he's kind of being complicit. And then you go, or that's featured with Six Black. And then you go into Know Better, where it flip flops between a time with during the relationship, after relationship, and it kind of goes back and forth. So this one, Know Better, which is actually supposed to be the longest song that she's done with 6 minutes, is pretty much saying that she wants to get back with him, but she knows better. But then the other side was part 2, which was another mixed tape song been thrown in, which called Did You Notice? Which talks about how she is getting better. Progress is she's getting better, but she still kind of thinks about him every other time, So, she's wondering if he feels the same way about that. Like, is he also getting better, but also thinks about her now and then, kind of thing. It's very Adele. I don't know why, but Adele kind of pops into my mind because she does that kind of thing. like kind of reminiscing about, oh, I wonder if my ex is thinking about me today. You know, it's interesting. And then it goes into You, which I thought was going to be a full song, but it's not. It's just her saying, "This is all these songs are for you, baby. You know who you are." And it finally goes into So Much Better, which is completely off of what it talks about, but it pretty much saying like she said like she wants to pretty much like get with this guy, and he also wants to do it, but it also has a twist side, but it talks about G-Eazy actually has a crush on her, and pretty much saying that like way back when she started coming out with Tuon, and so now, and apparently she kind of figured that out, and now they're actually doing a song together, pretty much talking about how they want to do each other. And I think the song is really, really good, and the song is very, it's very like G-Eazy direction, where he's like, he doesn't really give a fuck about too much things. And one of the things that they both mention is like, I don't really care about your ex. So if she's here, who cares? And he's like, I don't really care if you even have a man. If he's here, I don't really care. I don't really care. So it's kind of like they just want to do stuff with each other, kind of thing. The second verse comes from comes from a song called Midnight Sun from her mixtape in 2013 called Black Water. And there's a switch up at the end where she kind of comes back into her more of an emotional, vulnerable side, saying like, ish, like if you fall in love, would you leave her? And she says like, would you leave her if I trade it for gold, if I trade her for gold, kind of thing. Like if I get like, I'm assuming she's still talking about like, I don't care about your ex, I don't care about anybody that comes through your life, like we're fucking no matter what, you know? So I think she's pretty much saying like that, pretty much saying like, oh, what if, like, would you still want this even though you're with that girl? Or would you, if I kind of show it off a bit, would you just leave her and continue what we're doing, kind of thing? Which is very irresponsible, but it is what it is. And then we finally go into Remember When, which is a really, really cute song. It's way more mature. It's a complete contrast to what she was being a little more reckless and so much better. Now it's way more mature. So this song actually is a great ending, and it's pretty much talking about how she was part of a very, very solid relationship that was going very well, but it didn't end the way they wanted it to. It wasn't going right the way it wanted to, but it's kind of like a farewell to them without having the nasty pettiness of it. It's really, really mature. And one of the parts she says, she's like, I hope you know that I meant every word that I said. And it's just guitar throughout the whole thing. It's very vulnerable, and I think that's really cool and a great end to an album. This album it's good. It's not listening to the whole thing, I was very excited to get into it, but it reminds me of Joyride, where it's just like, there's something else that's missing, you know? So, but storyline, it's better than all of the albums. Like, just, storyline is really, really good. Vibe-wise, there's some songs, but I wish we knew about the part 2, part 1 thing, because at least we can kind of get the gist of it. But in all, it's a good album / mixtape if I find out later it's a mixtape. I give this one a 6 out of 10. Due to my comments that I said. But all in all, I like Tinashe. I'm a huge rooter for her. I'm not a gigantic fan, but I've watched her every moment that she drops something. I'm there for it. So yeah, leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, tell me why, and I'll see you guys in the next video.